Hey, and welcome to Caching in the Northwest. This is the podcast from the birthplace of geocaching right here in the great Pacific Northwest. Now, it's Thursday at 9 p.m. Pacific. I'm Chris of the Northwest, and we're going to talk about geocaches and geocachers from here and all around the globe. So while you're slathering on SPF 2000 sunblock, we'll be caching in the Northwest.
Yes. SPF 50 just isn't good enough. Go
No.
40 times bigger.
That's right. Because, we can only block 24 hours in a day, but yet we keep adding on the sun protection factors for some reason.
Hey, well, you'll need that sunblock in the TriCities, most likely for the TriCities GeoCoin Challenge. And that's what we're talking about tonight with our special guest, Jen. We're glad to have her back on the show. Welcome.
Thanks, guys. Glad to be here.
And live audience, we want to hear from you. Yes, we talked about the TriCities GeoCoin Challenge a little bit ago, but Jen wasn't able to make it then, and now she is, so we're going to learn. We had several things. I think Len Monkey mentioned last week that we went, I don't know the answer to that. I'm not sure that's going to work. Tonight, we'll get all those answers.
And we may have promised some things that Jen now has to fulfill, but other than that, it's going to be fine.
What could go wrong? It's going to be great. But before we can do any of that, we need to bring in our Tri-City chimpanzee. Some say he swipes to the left in real life. And others say the monkeys share their Amazon account, which makes them prime mates. All we know is he's called Len Monkey.
Oh, that was good. That was good. I did not see that one coming. All right. That elicited a legitimate laugh. Well done. Well played.
I just read him as I see him.
Yeah, and I love the fact that I really try to avoid reading them in advance so that it's always a fun surprise. All right.
Well, it's a surprise.
It was a fun surprise. That was awesome. I love that one. You even elicited a groan from the live audience, so well done. Already seeing lots of names in there, lots of people looking forward to learning all they can about the Tri-Cities GeoCoin Challenge. Jen, nice to see you. Good to have you back.
Nice to see you guys as well.
All right. Well, before we roll into all this stuff, of course, it's time for our quick reminder that we appreciate the support of our patrons who help to keep this podcast coming each and every week. That is also thanks to Landsharks, one of our two corporate Denali level sponsors. Landsharks says, and I quote, "Watch for a coronation of King Charles trackable geocoin to be for sale on Landsharks, soon, ! All right, folks. Well, check it all out at landsharkz.ca, landsharks.ca. They will have that for sale soon. So if you are a royal fan, hey, it's a pretty cool thing to have, pretty cool memento to have. And folks, if you like big geocaching adventures in big countries with big mountains and big lakes and big geocaches and maybe even some big people, well, check out the Gold Country Geotours. That's right, Gold Country Geotourism. Go on and visit exploregoldcountry.com, learn more about the geotours, the region, the accommodations, the food, the markets, the wonderful people. Great place to go, great place to cache. And, don't forget to download the app. All right. And folks, if you want to know more about supporting this show, well, what we're going to advise you to do is please head on over to the Patreon link on the cachingnw.com website.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All righty.
Oh, Keats likes big geocaching adventures, and he cannot lie.
Good.
It's an admirable quality in a cacher and in a viewer.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, hey, folks, like you mentioned, the chat's blowing up already. We love that. If you'd like to get our attention, get our chat like's attention, use the hashtag GeoCoin in the chat, and that'll help us find it quickly to throw up for tonight's comments and interaction. You can always use the hashtag FTAS to bring up a topic in the after show once we're done chatting about the Tri-Cities, and the dual hashtags podcast baking and hashtag podcast drinking to tell us what you're cooking or maybe what you're sipping tonight.
That's right, folks.
Any bacon out there?
I haven't seen any podcast baking in a bit, but
Maybe it's too warm.
Last I heard it was bacon, which, yeah, invite us over.
That's meat candy.
Hey, in a little bit of news, we have state parks free days coming up June 10th and 11th. And June 10th and 11th, they are celebrating National Get Outdoors Day and Free Fishing Weekend. Now, who doesn't want to go fishing for free?
So hold on. What does that mean, free fishing weekend?
I think you don't need a fishing license, perhaps.
Okay.
Don't go to your supermarket and say, hey, I'm supposed to get free fish today. That's not how that works.
I usually catch my limit there, though.
Yeah,
that's true.
I was just going to say, I imagine limits still apply, but you don't need the license, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. That's neat.
Yeah, and National Get Outdoors Day, June 10th, free fishing weekend on the 11th. So go out and enjoy the Washington State Parks for free, right? There's adventure labs. There are virtuals. There are earth caches there. You can get them. I have to look this weekend for free.
Yep, this coming weekend. So
awesome. Yeah.
It's fun. I have plans.
News from the podcast.
Yeah, I have plans to get to a state park this weekend, so it should be good.
Awesome.
Well, we're going to skip the glow tonight, jump straight into the topic at hand, because we're really excited about the TriCities GeoCoin Challenge. And the one with all the answers is sitting up there in the corner of the podcast screen, Jen. So welcome back.
I'll do my best with all these answers, all these questions and answers.
I don't remember how many times you've been here, but we're always glad to have you back.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know how many times. It's been several. So, yeah.
Be like,
this is our 13th year, so
at least 5.
At least.
It's a lucky number.
You should have earned the Caching in the Northwest blazer by now. Maybe it's a T-shirt or a hat or something.
I was going to say, Chris, you keep over promising this blazer to return guests, and I'm like always trying to scale it back. Like baseball cap would probably be good.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Hat, a shirt, something.
We're kind of.
I'll see a couple of you guys. Well, I'll see all 3 of you within the next month. So
there you go.
I think we're kind of in the trucker cap category more than the baseball cap.
Nice.
Goes with the profile of the hosts. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, Jen?
Yes.
How would you describe the TriCities GeoCoin Challenge for someone who, I don't know who, but maybe somebody who's never attended this event before?
It is a full weekend of geocaching activities, events. It's a family reunion, honestly. I think that's how most of us feel, especially those who have been at the event for years. It's a family reunion for geocachers, but it's an event for families of all ages, people of all ages, and it's free. Hey, you can't beat that. I mean, yeah, there's money involved, right? There's gas and all that, but you earn a free GeoCoin, and there's not a lot of events where you actually earn a free GeoCoin. And it's you make huge memories that weekend, and a lot of families remember that. I mean, I could tell you this, for me, geocaching is about making memories, right? I mean, granted, it's about numbers, it's about finding caches, but it's also memory making. And if you come to the event, you will definitely make some great memories.
Oh, I don't think any of us could have said that better.
Yeah. Great.
That's absolutely true. Yes, it's about going out and geocaching, but it's the people that you share a car with, people that you see at the stops, people that you meet that really make it memorable.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's so true. It's just, I finally, first few years, it's just like, there's so much to do. And it's like, I don't feel like I had enough time to actually talk to people and get to know people. But now it's about seeing you guys. It's about seeing those cachers that we see every year. So yeah, I always look forward to that piece of it.
Yeah, you're a very popular person that weekend.
And I'm an introvert too, so I'm spent by the end of the weekend for sure. But yeah, that's how I would explain it.
Good for you. I
And
think
you
that's
don't
cool.
need to know what geocaching is, and that's what's so fun about it is there's families that have never been and they hear about it and then they're there, and then there's so many people to help them and walk them through the steps. And so, I mean, I can't tell you how many new geocachers we get at our event every year, which is awesome.
And I mean, on that note, every year we've gone, we've definitely seen families with younger kids going out and just having fun and visiting the various caches and fun at the event site as well. And then we'll get to all of that, I know, but yeah, definitely want to echo the relationship part, the interacting with other people and building memories is a huge part. There's a handful of friends that I kind of mostly only see, obviously including you, Jen, but other folks, some lackeys and some other geocaching friends who I just don't really bump into, mostly because most of them are like central South Washington based, but I really pretty much only see them once a year at the TC.
So thus the family reunion aspect of it.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
a great description.
Yeah. Here's Lana said that I attended the very first one and haven't missed one yet.
Yep.
Wow. Very cool.
Yep. She has been. Yep.
Several comments from the Facebook connections tonight, which is great to see.
My 8th year.
Yeah, 8th year in a row, 7th year in a row. So
fantastic.
Cool. Love it. Absolutely love it.
All right. So lots going on. You already said it's a full weekend, Jen. So can you maybe give us a rundown? We kind of took a bash at it in a previous episode, and I'm sure we murdered it. So we're going to ask you to actually give us the proper rundown of events. And I think there's some stuff even going on Thursday, Friday, maybe even Sunday. Can you give us the lowdown there?
Okay. So Thursday night, we have an Adventure 101. So basically, for anybody who's never done an Adventure Lab, opportunity to download the app, learn how the Adventure Lab works, and find an Adventure Lab. And that's going to be at Uptown. We've had it at Uptown, I think last year, possibly the year before, but it's just it's a small little area. There's a pretty cool Adventure Lab there, but then there's also places to eat. And Thursday night, we were going to have a poker run. So that kicks off Thursday night as well. So that one is how many hours? I think that's just about a 1 hour event, somewhere around there, just to get people's feet wet and just be able to start the weekend off. So that's Thursday. Friday morning we have a Cyto. So and we're calling it Cash In Weeds Out. We're going to be helping to maintain one of the trails there on Badger Mountain. So basically pulling any weeds and picking up any trash. So that's Friday morning from 8 to 10:30. And that will be starting at Trailhead Park. And I could share all the GCs if you want me to, or you guys can share them later. Or I can just share the main event page GC, and then most of them are on there. I think I need to add the Adventure Lab GC link to it.
Yeah.
So that's Friday morning. Friday evening, we have a meet and greet there, and our event's at John Dam Plaza this year. So Friday meet and greet from 6 to 7. We'll have a food vendor there. Then from 7 to 8, we got approved for a Maker's Magic event. I know, awesome. So excited. Yeah. So we'll have a few different stations throughout the park there, talking about creative caches, talking about different kind of cache containers, what to consider when you're getting ready to submit a cache. And then we'll have a station for kids, adults too, if they want to, on we'll have supplies for kids to be able to make a cache. So that's Friday night. And then the Makey event Saturday morning.
Yeah, I was going to say Saturday is the main event. If people
it is.
Can't get to the Thursday, Fridays, well, we hope they can make it to everything. But if you can't, come in Saturday because that's the big deal. Tell us all about what the focus
Saturday
is
morning.
Saturday.
So John Dam Plaza again. We had it at John Dam 2021. So it's a nice park. It's set up pretty nice for an event. Starts at 8 o'clock. We will have a coffee vendor there with some foods. Actually, we'll have tumbleweeds there too. They'll be providing breakfast burritos for anybody interested in purchasing breakfast burritos. I will start talking around 9 o'clock. We'll have a few people sharing some information, and then hopefully do a group photo about 9:15ish or so, and then by 9:30 we'll pass out the passports. So this year we have 4 adventure labs, but we also have traditional caches. So each venture lab, there will be 5 locations, and so 5 locations per city, and then we will have 5 traditional caches per city as well. So people have to find 4 out of those 5 traditional caches per city. Okay. Then once everybody completes their passport, we will open things back up around 3 o'clock, and people could bring their completed passport back, and they will receive their GeoCoin. And then that evening, we have a few more food vendors that will be joining us as well. And then 7-ish, we'll give out a few prizes. And that's the evening.
Nice.
So that's Saturday. And then Sunday, I believe Socks, one of a cacher who's been to the event a few years, I think he's going to try to do a Sunday event. Again, last year he did it Cozy Cup, so he's working on that one. So hopefully that one, he's gotten approval for there, and we'll be able to get that one posted here soon as well. And then we'll be at the park again on Sunday from 9 to 12, passing out coins for those who couldn't complete the challenge on Saturday. Because they're pretty far this year. I will tell you that there'll be some driving. We didn't make it easy, but
a little more spread out than previous years.
I don't know if anybody's actually tracked how long it's going to take, but I would say it's going to take at least 5 hours or so, somewhere around there.
All right,
somewhere in that vicinity.
Okay.
I think that's good.
I'll have to ask Patrick and see if he's tracked it for me, see if he knows how long. That's a question I do not know the answer to. So,
Seaback Tribe says there's a morning event on Sunday at Hood Park.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of events popping up lately.
Mm-hmm.
I love people that are adding more events to it. Hey, I mean, where can you go and have a weekend where you get this many events, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
May event, Saito event, Maker's Magic event, regular events. I mean, hey, pretty awesome.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool. There was a question from Lana there in the chat. Do you want to grab that one, Chris? There.
Yes. Yes, there will be event t-shirts. I'm waiting for the link. I'm hoping I'll get the link. I was hoping to get it this week, but I have not yet received it. I know they're working on getting the store up.
See, that's cutting it fine for you guys.
I know. I'm like, woo. So, but they've kind of been prepping with it anyway. So hopefully here I will have that link to be able to share it. Yep. As soon as I share it, I'll share it out on Facebook. I'll share it on the event pages and everything. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know the event's coming up soon because I went to the grocery store tonight. I bought a gallon of milk with an expiration date of this event weekend. So I'm not saying it's soon, but it's
one jug of milk away.
It's exactly that's our new method of our new measurement.
I love it. Too funny.
I do love how you on Saturday morning, you have a police officer come up and, say, hey, we're here to have fun, but be safe, obey the rules. I think that's just a nice touch. And I think it helps set the stage and the mental preparation for everyone. This isn't a race. Right.
It's not. It's about having, you are correct there. It's not
a
race.
Challenge.
It's a challenge. Right. Exactly. I mean, we have plenty of coins. If everybody follows the one per household, there's going to be plenty of coins for everybody. So,
well, that brings up a really good point. Each year there's a theme. What's the theme this year? That's what you're going to base your coin on. That's the kind of the flavor of all the different geocaches, the adventures, even the t-shirt.
Yeah. So our theme this year is Tales of the TriCities. So you may see some locations that we've used before. You may see some containers that we've used before. So we're kind of we're taking from all the previous years and putting it into this year's theme.
I'm expecting a barbecue then.
Ooh. I don't know if they brought that one back. Who knows?
That one just pops to mind for some reason.
Right. Yeah. I think they still have that one, actually. I think they do. I'm not sure if they're listening tonight, but I'm not sure if it's still out there or if they still have it. They have it at their house somewhere. I should have them bring that one to the park.
The little toy kitchen set, behind sagebrush.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I definitely have some amazing volunteers who have amazing minds. So they put together caches and have our bonus cache. I mean, my mind does not work that way. That's why I have them.
Oh, there you go. Well, speaking of amazing,
your mind works in other ways that they absolutely need. So together, you guys make an awesome team.
Yeah.
Yes,
great team.
We do. That is for sure. That's for sure.
I was going to say, speaking of amazing things, everyone who knows, and the coins. The coins are always innovative, amazing. There's been such a variety. It's not just a coin, which there's nothing wrong with that. Like, it's as you said, free coin that you can earn. There's a lot of events where you can earn or purchase a coin. But for TriCities GeoCoin Challenge, like every year I've been, the coin has not just had a different design. It has been a completely different idea of what you can do with a coin. They're always innovative and amazing. So everybody wants to know, what can we expect this year?
So our theme is Tales of the Tri-Cities. So our coin this year is a book.
How appropriate.
We have wanted to do a book for years. I can't even tell you how many years we've talked about doing a book. And we just have not been able to make it come true. And finally, after, I wish I had the name of the person who actually helped JD and Lisa. So Chris Mackey, he designed the book pre-COVID, but the factory couldn't figure out how to put it together. So finally, Lisa's on here.
Yeah.
So Lisa and JD have somebody to help turn it into a 3D image. And once they were able to get it turned into a 3D image, they were able to send that to the factory. So the factory was able to make it happen. So yes.
Very cool. And looking at this, Jen, I was just sorry to interrupt. I was going to say,
no.
It obviously it's 3-dimensional and there's depth there to it. But it also looks like I see hinges on the side.
Yes, there are hinges. There are pages. It opens.
Wow.
So basically, this book has images of all the previous years. So all 13 years, or all 12 years, because this is
That's
the 13th.
amazing.
Oh my goodness. Well,
So
no wonder it took a while to get it produced. That's amazing.
Yep. So it's kind of, it pulls. So Tales of the Tri-Cities just fits perfectly for the event because it literally pulls everything back together, what we have all done the last 13 years. So
super cool.
And I'm so grateful for, yes, there are pages. There are the front, the back, and there's 2 pages inside.
I don't think I've seen ones that open like a book would, but never with pages inside. That's amazing. JD says Crystal and Russell Brendel helped out. There you go.
Yes. Thank you, Crystal and Russell, if you guys are listening.
Awesome.
So yeah, I'm so excited. Can't wait to see it get it in my hand.
No kidding. Yeah, me too.
Right? I know.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I don't know how to follow up the coin with anything else. We just close the podcast and log off for the night because we've hit the highlight. It's the mic drop. Yeah,
right. Done. Maybe that should have been the very last thing, huh?
Oh man, that does, it really does look cool. And I have not been able to come and do the event myself in the Beers Pass. This will be my first time doing it, but I've seen some of the cool coins that Chris has brought back and Jay's brought back from there, and I'm always really in awe of the amazing creativity and design that worked with. And this one, it's no exception. It looks amazing. I'm really anxious to be able to see it in person. But first, of course, we have to actually get out and do the caches to earn that. So if a geocacher is planning, and I don't know, I hope everybody is planning to come do that, is there anything that they should plan to bring with them? Anything special requirements that they need to bring along for that day of caching?
Let's see. Lots of water. Who knows? It could be hot.
Hydrate.
Hydrate, exactly. Some good walking shoes.
Yeah.
A full tank of gas. No, I mean, just the basics. They don't need anything special.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I would suggest long pants
required.
over shorts.
Right. Long pants. Yeah.
A good attitude.
Good attitude. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Get ready to have some fun and spend a lot of time
you brought up
caching.
the attitude thing and you broke her. Oh.
Well, you know.
So Jen, but like
Yes.
just to follow up on that question then. So
Yeah.
there's no caches that are going to require a unique tool of the trade or anything?
No, actually, I can't 100% say no to that because I do not know that answer.
Okay.
You may need
I don't think
barbecue
so.
tongs.
What'd you say?
You may need barbecue tongs.
Yeah, you could. You could. Yes, I don't think you need anything special.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. I mean,
Just
because some people are traveling a fair distance, and
Yeah.
most of us will bring like our usual little geocaching supplies with us.
Mhm.
But I'm guessing we won't need to bring like a reaching pole or a ladder or anything like that. So
Nope. A bag of swag is always good.
okay, good idea.
We'll be passing out. So at each of the caches, the traditional caches, there's a 3D rub that you're going to have to rub on your passport.
So bring crayons.
Right. We will supply pencils, but maybe a couple extra pencils might be good just in case it breaks. You run through it. So,
Okay,
but
good
besides
to know.
that, no, I don't think so.
That's good to know that you have to do the rubbings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's always blood.
Yes, exactly.
It's true. It's true. Oh, we will have too. I didn't share this. We will have a kid's passport as well.
Okay.
So kids will be able to complete the challenge, and they will earn a cashkin that looks like the cover of the book.
Okay. Very cool. Now, is the kids challenge a completely different set of caches or adventure labs?
No, it will be. They'll have to find so many of the traditional caches.
Okay, so it's a subset of what the adults want to find anyways. Okay.
Exactly. So yes, so they will have their own passport and everything, which is kind of cool. I enjoy passing out the cashkins to the kids because they are so excited they actually get something.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah. And I think that's fantastic that you include the children with their own special passport and prize.
yep.
So that, they may be dragged along by a geo-obsessed parent. And,
For sure.
that, I've done that to my own kids, so I'll admit to it. But having something that's designed for them, I think, is so special. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for thinking of the children.
Of course.
That's
Of
awesome.
course.
And the parents are going to be, you can't touch my coin.
Right. Exactly. Yes. And the kids should say, you can't touch my coin, right?
Yeah, that's right.
This is mine.
It's
That's
fair.
cool.
So
That's
yeah.
fair, yeah. I love.
What
seeing
other
all
questions you guys have for me?
Well, I was going to say, go ahead, Chris.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm just looking at the chat saying that it's great to see so much. And as always, Seabeck Tribes just can't come Thursday, but I'm coming for the rest of the weekend. It's a good t-shirt. CRS98 says there's so many memories from the Tri-Cities FTFs with Broncos Fan for Life and doing previous year adventure labs with my wife. But there is a question that came up from GSM times 2, and I know this has come from the past, but let's hit on it. Why is it the Tri-City Challenge and where there are 4 cities involved?
Tri-Cities has always been the Tri-Cities as far as I know, and West Richland is included. So
Yeah, it's Kennewick, Pasco, Richland for the Tri-Cities, but West Richland did split off of Richland and officially incorporate to make an official separate city. But
Yep.
the 3 main cities are Kennewick, Pasco, Richland. So
Yeah.
Are we looking at East Pasco breaking off in any time soon?
I don't know about East Pasco, West Pasco, maybe. I've heard South Richland do things, but and I've even seen descriptions of the area that include Burbank and Findlay and Benton City and stuff as
That's really starting to stretch out at that point.
unofficial members of the Tri-Cities. So the Tri-Cities area, I guess you could say, but Kennewick, Pasco, Richland are the main three, the historic three.
Yeah, I think even one of our locations is out near Findlay.
Okay.
So yeah. Yeah, I don't know that answer. It's just the way it's been.
Just the way it is.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is. Yeah, we could say Quad Cities, but I don't know. Tri-Cities, it's still, when you say Tri-Cities, people think of Tri-Cities.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. Now, Jen, since these are spread apart more than normal, how feasible is it for someone to travel by, say, mass transit or bicycle?
I guess maybe you could, but gosh, that would be pretty challenging, I think. Transit, I don't know if you could do a transit. That's a really good question. Bicycle, yeah, you could, but you wouldn't be able to finish it in the weekend, I don't think.
I don't think so, and I think you'd need a lot more water.
I was just
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had some hot weekends throughout the years, so who knows what this one's going to be. So.
Thinking some of those locations north of Richland, they seem to all be uphill in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
Better advice might be to hit some of the events on Thursday and Friday and make some friends and see if you can carpool with someone.
Yes, for sure. Yep.
That seems like a wise move.
And I've done that before, carpooled with, maybe I knew one person and met a couple of others in the car, and those people have become, lifelong friends. So don't be afraid. I know some people that you're an introvert. You don't want to get out. You don't want to ask. You don't want to impose. But you know what? This is what geocaching is about. So ask, hey, do you have any room?
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Another great question from the chat just came up there. Can I grab that one? So can someone with limited mobility be able to complete the challenge?
If they couldn't because of some of the locations, all they would have to do is reach out to me and we can go through, I can go through the challenge, the locations, and pick those ones that they can complete.
Oh,
so yes, I would be willing to work with somebody that is struggling in that way. That they just have to reach out to me. Yeah.
Awesome. That's fantastic, Jen.
yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
All right. And I see there's still been lots of questions and answers within the chat as well, which is great. Just people are still really curious about the t-shirts. Definitely in the past, there have been some great shirts. I've got a couple of them at home. I think the answer was stay tuned. Watch the event page.
The event page. I'll post on the event page. I'll post on the Facebook page. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yep. Hopefully here soon. Yeah, Jen Stock, reach out to me if you need to.
There you go. Look at that. She loves you. Everybody loves you, Jen. Oh, somebody's hoping for tank tops.
I'm not sure if there's going to be tank tops. I know, Tanya, I think I might have told you that. I'm not sure.
Well, you know what? I can bring a pair of scissors.
Actually, Crystal, one of our volunteers, she's really good at cutting t-shirts up. So if you bought an extra t-shirt, she would be able to cut it up for you. I'll have to let her know. I just threw her name out there.
You volunteered her. That's okay.
Yes.
We volunteered you.
We voluntold. Yes. Yes. Voluntold her. Yeah.
Well, I hear tank top and I just think turret, but probably something
There
else.
you go. Yeah. Different kind of tank top.
Okay.
When I think tank top in the Tri-Cities and Geo Challenge, I think sunburn.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't sound
crispy.
Yep, that's for sure. That is for sure.
And leather seats will be fun.
Yeah.
Tank top.
Yeah, that black interior on your car, it may be nice here in Western Washington, but
Yeah.
it's not ideal in Eastern Washington.
No, it is not.
In the winter, it's great.
That's what the AC is for. There you go.
Exactly.
That'll be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. So
me too.
Jen, you were saying that it's going to, people should plan at least 5 hours to get around to complete everything is what I'm hearing.
Somewhere around there. Yeah. I can't give exact. It just really depends.
Yeah,
Somewhere
for
in
sure.
that. I mean, that's why we say okay, the caches go live at 9:30, and then somewhere in that vicinity, and then we don't start passing the coins out till 3. So that gives people at least 6 hours.
Mhm.
And then there's plenty of caches. There's some power trails around there, so you have the opportunity to do
Sure.
any power trails lately. There's a few new ones out there, so we have
And
a lot in the Tri-Cities.
I love the comment on the event page that says, we're going to start handing coins out at 3. If you're done early, don't come hound us before that. Go out and find some more caches and then show up at 3.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
plenty of caches to do. And speaking of plenty of caches, if somebody tries to do maybe a previous year's GeoCoin challenge, are there still a lot of the caches from prior year's events out there? And is it a stretch to think there might be a GeoCoin available from a prior year?
Great question. We do have last year's coins still. We have plenty of them. So if you were not able to participate in last year's challenge, and if there's a cache that's no longer live, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Do what you can. Complete those. You could complete all 4 Adventure Labs for sure.
And last year was all Adventure Labs?
It was a mix last year.
It was a mix last year,
Okay.
so I'm not sure if all the traditionals are still out there.
Okay.
But just do what you can. I think we even still have some kid coins left. I think we have about 10 of the cashkins from last year.
Oh,
Oh
nice.
wow.
So yeah, and we still have some of the limited editions. If anybody's interested in purchasing those, we'll have from last year. We'll have those at the event. Will there be Wi-Fi to load caches at the event? Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Good deal.
Yeah.
I
Normally I turn on my.
Wow,
What-
that's fantastic.
Normally I'll turn on my hotspot for people. They just need to come up to me after the passports and everything are already passed out, and then I'll turn on my hotspot for them.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
Yeah. We ordered 300 event coins this year, so
Okay.
there's plenty.
Is that your most ever?
No, last year we ordered, I think, a little more,
Okay.
but we haven't given them all out, so we cut it back down because these coins are a lot more expensive this year.
Yeah, I heard
I
that.
can
As-
imagine.
Yeah,
What
as
is it,
Lisa
like
and
3 or
JD
4
say.
coins actually?
Yeah, it's 4 coins.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, good point. Right.
Yeah.
That's the way that
Now-
goes together.
Quickly touching back to last year, because that's still a point for me, and really it's all about me, so we're just going to talk about what I want to talk about.
Sounds good.
If I
Chris.
go to last year's event page, I can download the
Passport.
Yes,
passport
passport.
and do that. Perfect. Okay.
Yep, sure can. Or if you can't find it, all you have to do is reach out to. You can send a message through Richland Parks and Rec on the geocaching page,
Mhm.
or you can email me.
Mhm.
So
That reminds me, there needs to be one other step done before you can get your coin. It isn't there.
yes, you are correct. So you do have to register through Richland Parks and Rec. That helps us with basically. We get a lot of our money from lodging tax money. And so in order for me to apply every year for that money, I need to have my numbers and stats. And so by everybody registering through Richland Parks and Rec and completing the passport that has a few other questions about what hotel you stayed in, do you live 50 or more miles away? I take all that information at the end of the year and compile it into a document, because then I have to submit a report to then be reimbursed for the money that was spent. And then I take that information to apply for it for the following year.
So folks, take the time. If you want the coin, you have to do this.
Yep.
But take the time, give that information. It's nothing personal. It's not personable and identifiable, but it allows Jen to continue to do this great event year after year after year. Well, for 13 years. So take a moment, help Jen, and you can get that coin. Now, I saw that CRS 98 is planning to make this a 5-day stay this year. So he
Awesome.
can do the pre-events and also find the WSGA 20 caches.
That's right. There are
Perfect.
geotours out there to be found.
Mhm.
Yeah, I see. Same with Seebeck Tribe, planning to do the Southwest chapter geotours. I'm planning to work on that as well. I'm getting so close to finishing all 7, so I'm really excited about the opportunity to work on those. But I think that goes back to Jen's earlier point that you're making, Jen. Like, don't rush back. Like, they'll be there for the evening handing out
Yeah.
the coins and
Yep.
And the next day.
and the next day. So if
Yeah.
there's, if you want to work on the geo tour, if you want to go and have a beer with your friends, or whatever it is you're going to do, there's all kinds of options. There's a
Exactly.
great question that came in from UDAC that I want to throw over
Yeah.
to Jim.
I saw that as well.
I tried to grab it and it got removed there. Somebody else grabbed that. There we go. Now let's play nice. There we go. So UDAC asks, this sounds like a geo tour. Is this different from a geo tour because it's a shorter time period and there are less coins awarded? Now, it's not officially a geo tour, but it is an annual event. Jen, do you want to speak to that?
Actually, honest, you guys, I got to be honest, I have not completed a geo tour, so I cannot. So you guys will have to answer that question, how it differs.
Well, Jen, I can say you have. This is the equivalent of a geo tour.
Okay.
And what I would say is, like, a couple of the things, like, with when you go and do a geo tour, 2 of the big things geocachers like out of a geo tour, besides where you go and the experience of the caches and the obvious things, is you get a coin or some sort of trackable. So yes, check. And you get a souvenir. Well, if you attend the mega, you get a souvenir. So
Sure. Okay.
in that sense, this is kind of like an annual recurring geo tour.
Yeah, kind of the equivalent.
You can go back to the same location and do a geo tour every year. So that's one of the things that really appeals to Laura and I, because we love that geo tour like experience. And we find that, as Lisa says, from the geocacher's experience, it's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
Very cool.
Exactly. And I was going to say something. It was pithy and deep, and I've completely lost it. People's
pressure. Well, I'll just sit here quietly while you think what it was.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a geo tour and a cash machine rolled into one, because you're going from location to location with a group of people. Right.
Yeah.
So when you carpool, you're in a car, you're usually with 2, 3, 4 other cars, and you all get out and find it together. Now, as the day progresses, the groups get a little bit smaller. You may start out with 25 cars all trying to jostle to find a spot to park to go get the one closest. But as the day progresses, those groups get a little bit smaller. And that's, I think, when you get a good time to talk to the cachers around you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very cool. So great question. And definitely it is like that. And that's, as Norek says, that's why it's called a coin challenge, because it is a challenge. Everybody gets out there and gets the opportunity to really enjoy it. And you get a souvenir from the mega, and you get a coin, or, the equivalent of there's a single trackable number, but the equivalent of, 3 or 4 coins with that book. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think Patrick put it best. And if I click on the right one, he says more funds are invested into creating the coins instead of paying for the cost of publishing a geo tour.
Yeah, because there's a cost associated with having an official geo tour. And by keeping this a coin challenge, it allows them to invest more into those creative coins.
Yeah, for sure. So Patrick, since you're here, how long do you think it will take for people to complete the challenge?
No pressure, Patrick.
Yeah.
No pressure at all.
Rides on
We're
you
all
now.
waiting for the answer now. Yeah. That's awesome. Very cool. Well, while we wait for Patrick, were there any other questions we wanted to address here? I was trying to take a look and see. I think we've been able to cover most of the stuff.
Pretty close,
GSM times 2 had asked, for those who are curious about last year's event, what the event number GC code was, and Lisa looked it up and got it for us, which is GC9 Mike Romeo 2 X-ray.
Thanks,
Is that
Does
Lisa.
that make her look up, Lisa?
It's the same thing. Exactly the same thing.
Oh, you guys are funny. That was clever. You're on your game tonight, boys.
Yeah, we're down here in the
It's
basement.
all we got. Work with us.
Right.
Very cool.
So yeah, and I'll say too that this event wouldn't happen without the help of all my amazing volunteers. Plus, Visit TriCities pitches in to help with the cost of the coins. We have Kennewick, West Richland, Pasco, as well as Richland, as well as the lodging tax money. So, and then the help of working with JD and Lisa, Compass Creek Design. They do amazing job, and as well as Chris Mackey, who designs our coin every year. So with all of them, this event seriously would not happen. So I'm grateful for everybody that helps with this event.
That's
Takes a lot of people.
It takes a lot of people, and it shows.
Yeah.
Now, Patrick replied saying, "We don't have a full map yet, but we'll have an estimate by next week's show."
Thank you, Patrick.
All right,
We look
Patrick.
forward to sharing that in our news segment next week. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, Jen, I have
Yes.
a question for you to estimate. How many hours a year do you estimate you've put into GeoCoin Challenge, or TriCities GeoCoin Challenge, in meetings,
Just
with-
me or my volunteers as well?
Let's just start with you.
God, that is so hard. I mean, right, each year it gets a little bit easier because it's like kind of like muscle memory now.
Mhm.
But gosh, I mean, the week of it's at least 60 hours, and so several hundred hours probably throughout the year.
So multiply that by,
And I mean, and then my volunteers, I mean, I have Team Hammett, they do Richland caches, and they put in, Patrick's on here. He'd probably say how many hours it takes him for Pasco, even though he does like to wait to the last minute to do things. I'm going to throw him under the bus, but he always comes through, which I'm grateful for. So he might be a little bit less, but yeah, he does all his, these last few weeks. It's, as he told me today, it's June, Jen, and now it's time to get going on it.
Jen,
He probably starts Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve too.
Right?
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Jen,
So yeah, I would say, and then we have people that check the locations for us to make sure they're accurate, and so that takes hours.
like
so
beta testers kind of idea.
Exactly. We have two volunteers per city that work on the caches. So yeah, I mean, some of them are families, but then we have Benjamin, who does the bonus caches, which he spends a lot of time working on the bonus caches and the poker run, getting the poker run caches out there as well. So hundreds of hours.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, no kidding. Jen, on that note of the caches going out and such, one of the things that I'm sure everyone who's ever been involved in a geo tour or a GeoCoin challenge, one of their worries is the day of the event. How will those caches hold up? Did something happen to the caches overnight from Friday to Saturday? Does something go missing during the event day? How do you manage that aspect? Normally
we have a few caches just in case, because yes, just about it, especially the years that we did just the traditional caches. Normally the placers for each of the cities, they would have a few extra, like I know Greg he put together a couple extra for Kennewick for this year, just in case. And our containers a lot of times are very unique, right? And a lot of times we only keep those out for that weekend, because if we keep them out any longer, we know they're going to go missing. So a lot of times then they'll be pulled and we'll replace them with something smaller. But yeah, it happens. And we have runners that will go out and replace them or go check on them if there's an issue. Like one year we had a box that had a lock on it, and something happened to the lock. And
I recall this.
Do you recall that one? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
But,
so it happens.
but it was
but
maintained quick. Like, so yeah, I think that's an interesting point. There's a question from Seebeck Tribe. Will there be a route available in Cache Tour?
There will not be.
Okay.
No.
So
somebody can, you guys can make it. I mean, once
Exactly.
they go live.
Yeah.
And we
There
just,
won't
there's
be
not
one-
enough of them. What?
I was going to say there won't be one by the official
Team.
TriCities Parks and Rec, but
No.
people will make them.
Yes.
Crowdsourced, yeah.
Yes.
or just, follow Patrick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And apparently you're giving away his secrets.
I know. Sorry, Patrick.
Keith adds, I love the passion put into this.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
And, I have not been involved with organizing a Geo Tour or a GeoCoin event or anything like that. But I have been involved in some large annual traditional events where there's a whole bunch of work put in by a whole bunch of people leading up to either a series of the performances or an event or whatever, that I can relate some of the experience with it. And I know that in those experiences I've had, you're going along and you've done this for so many years and you think, I'm beat. I don't think I can do this one more year. This is going to be it. And then it's over and you go, okay, but next year we're going to do this better and this better and this better. And you pick it up again. Is there anything right now that you think, boy, we didn't quite get that ready for this year, but I want to implement that next year? That's really an open-ended question, but it just came to mind.
Well, we kind of have this conversation every year, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, for these there's several of us that have been working on this event since the very beginning. There's a handful of us, and we are getting tired.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting tired. We always say, oh, this is going to be our last year, but that's exactly what happens. The event comes and we're just like, oh my gosh, we have so much fun. We enjoy seeing everybody. We enjoy the event. And then we say that same thing. Okay, well, let's do this year, for next year, So yes, that conversation is had just about every year, probably for the last, I don't know, 3 to 5 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And we've already talked about next year, possibly changing things completely up. So we'll see. We need to get through this year though. So
Sure.
we'll see.
Sure.
Almost there. You're one jug of milk away, as Jim
That's
would
right.
say.
Right.
Exactly. Now, Wits End, that was a really good question, but all I heard is that you have a lot of experience planning large events. And Jen, I think you should jump on that and get him to help out next year.
I just might have to.
Just
Here in Pasco
just spend one small gear in a big machine. But yeah, I could maybe.
Because we do. I mean,
help.
we have volunteers. I think I have about 32, 33 volunteers this year. So it's, and a lot of these, we have our core volunteers,
Sure.
It's about 15, 20. But then a lot of people end up stepping up for that weekend and helping out, which is huge, But we really need some more people to step up to help throughout the entire year.
Well, and I'll tell you, I have a servant's heart that way, and I like to help, and I like to be involved with events and serve that kind of way. But I'll tell you, I was at a local event here. I think I met you there, and said that, maybe I'll try to help out. And to your credit and other people there, they said, no, I've never done the event. Every year when I've wanted to come over with Jay and Chris, it's been something has come up. There's been some conflict that could make it. And you and your team went, no, if you've never done the event, take this year and do the event and then come help us next year. And I thought that was really nice.
Well, you'll be able to be there this year, so you can help next year.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Yeah. This year you fix your GeoFOMO.
Yeah. Usually it's just styrofoam, but
yeah, but we're not supposed to use that anymore.
Yeah.
We're getting close to the top of the hour.
Yeah.
Jen, did you have anything else that you wanted to make sure you shared with the audience that we haven't covered?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Look at my notes here.
It's been pretty thorough. So
Yes.
Yeah, I think I have pretty much.
We haven't stumped you with any questions, so okay.
No,
despite our
I
best
think we're
effort.
good.
And it was
Right?
way
You guys
better.
tried.
Yeah, it was way better than when we tried to stumble through without you.
I'll have to listen to that one. I didn't listen to
Oh,
it.
it was a train
Actually,
wreck.
nice to-
But we
No, I
promised
would just.
all kinds of things for you. So
Oh, did you? Oh, good.
yeah.
Well, I
yeah.
barely better listen to it. No, I would just say if you haven't said you will, say will attend. If you plan on attending the event, register through Richland Parks and Rec. Like us on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, it's fine. You don't have to like us on Facebook. It's not a big deal. But if you are, right?
Go now.
Exactly. If you are, great.
Log into a friend's account and like it from their account.
There you go. And yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody in a few weeks.
Awesome. We look forward to
Fantastic.
seeing you.
Thank you for taking the time this evening out of your busy schedule to come and talk to us. We certainly appreciate it.
Of course, I always enjoy it. Thank you so much for having me. See you guys soon.
In person.
Yeah.
Not
In
just,
person.
on a screen. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
And folks, thanks for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest.
That's right. We want to take a moment at the end of the show, as we always do, to thank our corporate Denali level sponsors. That's Land Sharks and Gold Country Geotourism. Landsharks.ca is the outdoor adventure and geocaching store. Check them out online, and they are shipping those online orders daily. And for absolutely amazing geocaching adventures, make sure you check out exploregoldcountry.com. And we want to thank all our faithful Denali level supporters. That is Landsharks, Gold Country Geotourism, Team Squirrel, Groovy Owl, and Cachly, the geocaching app. Folks, if you want to know more about supporting this here podcast, well, head on over to the website, click the Patreon link, and you will find that on the cachingnw.com, a website.
Like Mr. MC3 Cats did.
And Ackerdoc.
And Ari, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Team Noltex.
Alarobrick.
Limax.
Skyhawker.
Trexer.
Sege Hove.
Just Carlo.
Kitty Quest.
The Camp Clan.
Genies.
GSM
Sorry, I'm going
times
through
2.
puberty there.
GSM times 2.
M-Nerve.
Green words.
Wino Seattle.
Flagman.
Broncos fan for life.
BC Rockcrawler.
CRS 98.
Favorite kitchen appliance, the LG 9000.
UDAC.
Jay's car. J car.
Geocaches.
RAR 285.
And for all us spilly drinkers, it's a wet coaster.
Korsgat.
Peach of Washington. Tonight, Nebraska.
Nebraska.
I think I saw. Yeah.
Just finding our way.
Boomer 365.
Subway Mark.
B Pendragon.
Utalks to Rocks.
Kev MacD.
One of my favorite places to visit is where she's from, Whidbey Island Gal.
That was close.
I had to
Geo
make sure I had the
Navbro.
caveat on there that time. Yeah.
Let's see. Kid Vegas 19.
Antaeus.
Dora Moore.
Seebeck Tribe.
Lugwork.
And Terrible Lunch, Great Cacher, Gas Station Tuna. We suggest you don't have gas station tuna while you're on the TriCities GeoCoin challenge.
Probably not a good.
Unless you want to up the challenge level.
That might add difficulty.
Gas
Good.
station tuna and heat. I'm just saying, probably don't go
Not a
well.
good mix.
Yeah, that's and heat, not in
No,
heat.
I was just going to ask.
It sounded odd the way he said it, but
Didn't
okay.
quite roll off
In the
tongue.
heat? Is that better?
yes.
Yes.
On a hot day in a hot car, yeah. Well, thanks to all the patrons. Thanks to everybody that joined us. And thank you, Jen, for joining us live and in
Yeah,
person,
thank you.
so to speak. If somebody wanted to reach out and get in touch with you with questions about this or anything else about Richland Parks and Rec, how could they find you?
They can reach out to me through Richland Parks and Rec on the geocaching page, or they can email me at, do you want me to say the whole thing?
If you want to.
jdavis@ci.richland.wa.us. It is not short by any means.
It's not bad. Easy to
And don't
figure out
worry,
at least.
All the people driving just wrote that right down, no problem.
It'll be
I'm
fine.
sure they did.
And forgive me if we already covered this and I'm just brain dead and forgot, but we keep talking about go to the main event page and there's all the other events listed there. Have we listed the GC code for the main TriCities event page tonight?
I can give it to you. It's
That'd-
GC A30-7W.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
And folks, thanks for taking the time to listen to this episode of Caching in the Northwest. Your support helps keep the quality shows coming. If you like the show, please click the Patreon link on the CachingNW.com website. If you didn't like the show, let us know what you want us to talk about. In either case, please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and more. Subscribe and give us a review. If you were in a restaurant, you would tip. If you were in a live audience, you would clap. But since you're on a podcast, leave us a free, fast, fabulous, fantastic 5-star review. You can also call into 253-693-TFTC and leave us a comment, ask us a question, or help us apply sunscreen to our back any time of the day or night. And of course, you can always email us at feedback@cashingnw.com. Join us every Thursday night right here, 9 p.m. Pacific, for a live show and chat. This show is produced by Chris Umfenauer, Jim Paulwitz, Jay Kennedy, and Brian Lang. It's licensed under a Creative Commons 3.0 attribution, copyright 2023 by Chris Umfenauer. Folks, I ask you to stay tuned for that, the after show.
Just barges right in there, doesn't
It
it?
just got you off your game there. You're doing so well, especially with your free, fabulous, fast, fantastic 5-star review. You're getting really good at that.
Alliteration.
Yeah, but alliteration with F's is hard.
It's fun.
Very cool.
Oh, let's see. I think we've got a couple of Fatasai.
I did see a few go by there, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got about 5.
Komoskino says my 2023 GIF movie has been submitted.
Yay.
If you haven't even started your GIF movie, you're already behind Komakino.
Well, yes, but there's still time. So
There's
if
still
you
time.
are looking to put together a GIF movie for this year, there is time to do it. And I'm sure there's a handful of folks who are working on something. So
I'm looking forward to that. Hey, Jen, as somebody that's lived in the Tri-Cities longer than I have, do we traditionally have a GIF event here in the Tri-Cities?
We've had a few at the events before, but it's been a while.
Okay.
Oh, they just weren't. I mean, it's hard because there's just so much that weekend. So we stopped doing that, but I'm not sure if there's been any recently. Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Oh, Jen, you're talking about playing the previous year's
Yes.
deal at the TCGC.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Are you talking about making one?
Oh, I just wondered if traditionally the Tri-Cities hosts a GIF event here in the fall when it's GIF event season.
In November is typically when.
Yeah.
Not that I don't
Okay.
know.
Okay.
That answer.
Maybe Caching in the Northwest will have to put one on or something. We'll
That
figure
would be
something
There
nice.
you
out.
go.
There's a good idea.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, Komakino, I look forward to seeing what you put together this year. You're always a creative guy.
Well, he put something else together this year. He just published a new event for another Monte Cristo hike.
Oh, nice. That's a good hike.
Awesome. That'll be fun.
So that's GC Alpha Niner November Juliet 7.
Excellent.
7er.
7er. Yes.
Patrick said yes, we do. So apparently we do.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Thank you, Patrick.
You know, I got to say, with me, it's like this event just takes so much time
Sure,
and energy
sure.
that I am spent, and I don't do a whole lot geocaching after this. It's just hard.
Understandably. Yeah.
So it's a lot.
There you go.
All right.
So, Keats, please bring the Caching Northwest crew to the hike. Well, we'll have to take a look at when it is and see.
Exactly. I love that hike. I just
too,
suggested
yeah.
it to somebody last night. So
There you
yeah,
go.
if I'm available, my weekends are filling up quickly, but if I'm available, I'll come do
I'll
it.
say it's not a no, but we'll see what we can do.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. Keats 94 says about a week from now, he's going to start his journey across Canada and back. He'll try to tune into the podcast at varying places across the country over the 2 months he's on the road. Well, Keats, call in.
That's right.
293 563 TFTC. Is that right?
253-693 TFTC.
693 TFTC. Call in. Once a week. Give us like a 2-minute update on what you're doing. We want to hear from you.
And of course, you can email us at feedback@cashingnw.com.
Yeah, but we want like 2 minutes in Keats's voice.
Yeah, exactly. Well, see now, Keats, for you, that's going to be an international call. I don't know if that's a problem, but you could record something on your smartphone. Yep.
Please don't do that, Farmer.
On your smartphone. I need to be done for the evening.
Chris, you're the best.
And email that to us.
That's awesome.
Can you play a little of the swallowtail jig in each of the provinces you cross?
There you go.
Thank you for rescuing that, Witsend.
Yeah, your team is here to support you. Yeah.
Hashtag part phone. Huh?
That's probably going to be a thing in podcast now.
Okay.
Oh,
Let's move on. GSM Times 2 says, how many people are doing the out and about promotion?
Or how are people doing on it?
Or how are?
Yeah.
I've made a concerted effort to stop and do a couple of extra legs of a adventure lab on days,
Okay. I
when
always
I'm
forget that those
out and
apply for that as well. Yeah.
I'm hoping they do.
I believe they do. We are us monkeys are day 4 of finding a cache each day since it started. So I think it's 5 days for the first one, right?
Yes.
So this Friday we'll get the first souvenir.
Nice.
All things going well. Yeah, it's fun.
Well done.
Thank you.
Nice. And then IHAM tossed out, did you hear about the old farmhouse teardown on Whidbey Island that uncovered a log cabin?
I did
You're
not.
like,
That's cool. Have to look
Isn't
that
it?
story up.
I'm going to have to go look into that one. That seems like
Definitely.
something I'd be interested in.
That's super cool. There you go.
By the way, Chris, yes, CRS98 says he expects fiddle from Keats as well.
There you go.
I was just
See,
going to say
fiddle
that
is what I was trying to come up with.
Yeah.
4 days of 4 for
GSM 4 for 4. Good for you. Good for you. Keats replies he is bringing the fiddle on the trip.
Awesome.
There you go.
I do love the fiddle music.
There we go. And Brian's update. He says he's logged 2 days so far on the challenge, and he has 6 days of caching the ET Highway in Las Vegas area starting Saturday morning. So he'll definitely get the first souvenir. That's for sure.
Cool deal.
Awesome.
I was just going to say, Chris, that IHAM said to always avoid additional alliteration. So,
Because it ends up getting you to juxtapose your letters.
Yeah. Hey, folks, thank you for joining us. And until next week, get out and get caching in the Northwest.
#FartPhone.